The Facebook effect. Since my recent post, The Art of Choosing to Copy, I'm seriously as shit scared as Amrish Puri in Barood when avenging Akshay Kumar wants to burn him to death. Yes, I watched that movie 3 times over. As I seem to have got into this nasty habit of stealing titles of popular books for my own blog posts. And with yet another ripped off book title used for this post, I'm certain that I'll be inflicting myself with nightmarish dreams in which I'm summoned by the court for infringing copyright and eventually made to buy luxury cars for authors and build amusement parks for their kids. But since I love my blog readers and have pledged to give them the most apt content, I'm prepared to allow my utterly pleasurable dreams of having candlelight dinner with Salma Hayek to be replaced by a rather intimidating lawyer having a grubby mustache and yelling right into my eardrums. So what is this Facebook effect? It is the torment that I have invariably put myself to ever since I created my profile on Facebook. I accept that my only intention of joining Facebook after I got back to blogging was to pimp my blog and fill walls of friends with graffiti containing my blog's links. But the plan simply couldn't take off as I was stumped by a usurious number of available features and FB applications just waiting for me to click and convey exactly the unintended message. So while I thought to poke was to vent out my long suppressed grudges against my ex-girlfriend's new boyfriends, they thought I was gay. It made me feel as if I was from the oldie Orkut generation unable to adapt to FB, the same way my dad was befuddled handing my new high-tech mobile while I shamelessly laughed at him. Life does come back a full circle. Also, it's of much concern that my rather disturbing comments on my ex-girlfriend's picture with her new boyfriend could pop up in my friend's mom's FB account. And this is exactly why I feel FB is a hell of a scary place. Now, it's no difficult for my boss to know that I wasn't on leave because of gastroenteritis, but because I was vacationing in Matheran, pics of which my so very dear friends have pushed up the top news feature with their countless likes. I was also shocked to see a Facebook app offering people, my concerned girls, opportunities to answer rather disturbing and appalling personal questions about me. I have received responses on whether I could do 20 push-ups, a suspicion on my masculinity, whether I have smelly feet, something about yellow mellow, and whether I would ever like to have my own kids someday and eat them for dinner. Okay, fine, the eating kids part isn't true, but I hope you get the drift. The most useless part of the questionnaire, though, was a question that asked whether I was smarter than George Bush. But after having read this, I'm convinced that George Bush has an IQ of that of a cheeseburger. And hence receiving an affirmative answer to the aforementioned question does not impart any sense of accomplishment to me. As if all this wasn't enough, I also had to attend to a friend request from a girl who claimed to be my classmate in my first grade. First grade! I can't even remember the face of my grumpy headmaster, whom I so often imitated. And here's a girl who, with only a name and a profile picture at her disposal, recognized me 20 years later. Failing to remember her for a brief moment, I was suspicious that I might have been suffering from an early attack of Alzheimer's. But she soon confessed that her remembering me was not just akin to her supercop-like memory she possessed, but that she actually had a crush on me back in my first grade. and that she still remembers the teensy-weensy me who hopped onto the back seat of my dad's yellow Bajaj scooter, oscillating like a pendulum while my dad rode away. She also evoked some of my dark memories, reminding me that back then I was a shy kid who would run away and hide behind a tree if a girl tried to talk to me. This has further strengthened my belief that FB is a scary place, and such chance encounters with people you meet after 20 full years could bring back agonizing memories of a childhood. Apart from the above issues, I also have to now deal with a friend who is upset because I did not accept his invitation to add myself as his neighbor in some silly online game called Farmville, where you grow tomatoes and pumpkins all day. So in conclusion, my advent on Facebook hasn't been very peaceful, and I'm seriously considering looking back into my offline life rather than prying on Facebook profiles of my school toppers, only to find out that they're still doing better than me.